Hey guys, Jenny here. If you're considering refinancing your student loans, you're going to want to watch this. Today's video, I talk all about my take on 4 of the top student loan refinancing companies. So let's get into it. You might be wondering, how did I choose these companies? Well, I sent every company the same set of 12 questions via email and paid attention to their responses. Primarily for my ranking of companies, I looked at the quality and speed of their customer service. So how quickly did they respond to my email and how good were their responses? Because if you want crappy customer service, you can stick with your current servicer. The second thing that I looked at was whether or not the company offers loan forgiveness upon borrower death. It's a federal benefit that not many people think of, but if you don't have it, you need to make sure you have enough life insurance to cover the full amount of your student loans. And then the last thing that I looked at was how flexible the monthly payments were. Federal payments are incredibly flexible, so I wanted to compare and see how flexible each company's payments were. So let's get right into the list of the top 4 student loan refinancing companies. We'll start with number 4, which is Laurel Road. Formerly that was Darien Rowheaton Bank, or DRB. Laurel Road's been offering student loan refinancing since 2006, which means they've been around for a little while. Laurel Road's customer service was pretty good. They responded to my email in under an hour and gave good quality responses, answering the majority of the questions without any follow-up needed. Laurel Road does offer loan forgiveness in the event of borrower death or permanent disability. This benefit is essentially equivalent to the federal benefit. The thing that kept Laurel Road from being the top company is the lack of flexibility in monthly payments. Essentially, the monthly payment is set in your loan terms and it can't be changed unless you completely refinance and resubmit an application for your loan. Overall, I think that Laurel Road is a good option if you have consistent income and you're not looking for maximum payment flexibility. The third company is one I discovered when I was researching options for refinancing companies, and this is the Rhode Island Student Loan Authority, or RISLA. RISLA is a nonprofit organization that has been funding higher education either in the form of student loans or in the form of refinancing since 1981. So they have been around the longest of all the companies discussed in today's video. Because customer service at RISLA was the fastest, they responded to my email within 20 minutes, and they answered questions very thoroughly as well. RISLA does forgive loans in the event of borrower death or permanent disability, which again matches the federal benefit. RISLA does offer an income-based repayment option if income significantly changes. So there is some flexibility for borrowers in terms of their monthly payment. So RISLA is a good option for borrowers. If you don't need a ton of payment flexibility, they are willing to work with you some, but they don't offer a lot of options. The number 2 company is SoFi. SoFi is a refinancing company that was started by 4 Stanford grads in 2011. Unfortunately, SoFi's customer service left a little something to be desired. They took 24 hours to respond to my email, which isn't terrible, but unfortunately they were only able to answer 7 out of 12 questions, and of those responses, 2 of them needed follow-up. So they answered less than half the questions satisfactorily with an email. SoFi does forgive loan amounts in the event of borrower death, and they offer many options for payment flexibility. They can pause payments if a borrower experiences unexpected unemployment. They also offer a 6-month deferment period for entrepreneurs, which is completely unique to SoFi. None of the other loan companies that I looked at offer that kind of pause in payments for entrepreneurial folks. SoFi offers multiple monthly payment options and terms for flexibility at the time of refinancing. Overall, I'd say SoFi is a good company for most borrowers. Their customer service was a little underwhelming, but it wasn't terrible. A 24-hour response isn't really a bad time for an email response. It's just in comparison to others who got back to me within hours, SoFi took a little bit longer, and then the email quality of response wasn't as good. I still consider SoFi to be a good company to refinance with, though, because of that payment flexibility. So if you need payment flexibility, SoFi is a good choice and should be in consideration. All right, who's number one? Oh, big reveal. So the number one refinancing company is Earnest. This is actually who my student loan is currently refinanced through. Earnest was founded in 2013, so they're definitely the new kid on the block. The customer service at Earnest was by far the best. They responded in 50 minutes and answered all 12 questions fully, and even gave additional information that I hadn't asked for but was actually really useful. And none of their responses required any follow-up. Like I said, they even gave additional information. Earnest does forgive your loan amount in the event of borrower death, and Earnest is by far the most flexible with monthly payments. You can choose your own exact monthly payment when you refinance. So it kind of stinks. A lot of other places will make you choose a term and then you end up paying some odd amount of dollars and cents a month towards your student loan, and that's your required payment to get it paid off in the term. Earnest will actually let you slide your payment amount and see the interest as you slide that payment, and it'll show you how long that term is. So say a 5-year term is $1,300 and you want to pay $1,500, it'll show you how much shorter that term will be just by selecting a different payment. Earnest will also suspend or reduce your monthly payment temporarily in the event of a job loss. And they offer bi-weekly payments as an option to reduce the amount of interest that you pay. Earnest is number one in my book because they have the best customer service. They're both quick and thorough. They forgive your loan if you die, and they have the most monthly payment flexibility. I think Earnest is a good refinancing option for anybody who's considering refinancing. If you want any more details about how I chose the top 4 companies, you can see each company's response to the 12 questions that I asked them on the blog at repayable.org, and there's a ton of detail in there. It's worth a look if you're considering any of these 4 companies to refinance your loans. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, if you did, please subscribe. We'll see you next week. Bye!